What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechWhat Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another live stream. My name is Ricky. I have a group. It's TechWhat Solutions. We have over 46,000 members. The link is down below if you guys want to join our group, if you guys are watching through the YouTube platform. I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day into watching this video. So I'm going to make it and keep it pretty simple. We have 8 minutes left until the market opens, so I hope you guys are super pumped. I want to thank Connor for doing an amazing job. If you guys don't know who Connor is one of our momentum traders, and he's one of the groups or members that's listed on the top right hand corner of my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to him. He's one of the top momentum traders within our group, so I'm sure he can guide you guys in the right direction in that perspective. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. You guys are going to be able to see exactly what it is that I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to scan for stocks, look for some top market movers. I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm still taking 2 swing trades, and I took a swing trade position for my little sister on her Robinhood account, and it looks like we're up. It looks like it's hitting a resistance, so I'm going to be sharing that. It's like a $600 position. I'm not too sure for her trade, and then I'm in right now, or I'm still thinking about getting back into you guys. So I'm going to show you what I'm interested in for potential swing trades, maybe some momentum trades. So I hope you guys enjoy. Again, this is not the only way that you can trade. This is just me just talking about my experience, and I hope it can guide you guys in the right direction. But just so we know, just like investing in anything, you want to make sure that you don't invest based on anyone else's opinion, that you don't invest in what you don't understand, and that you always have a plan when investing. So knowing where you're buying, knowing where you're selling, and when it comes down to investing in the stock market, at least having a mental or actual stop loss. So let me start sharing my screen and let's get right to it. So I was so real quick, I went to one of my scanners, and this is the type of scanner that I have. So sorry about that. This is one of the type of scanners that I have. So you guys can see all the criteria that I have set here. You guys can copy it if that's exactly what it is that you guys want to do. This is not the only way that you guys can have some form of momentum scanner. But what I did was, we're right at market open. I'm going to change the volume to 1,000. And then I'm going to click scan. So if you guys want to see my screen, again, the link is in this Facebook group post. But as you guys can see, IZEA, MRBX, TEUM, VSAR, all these different stocks that popped up on my top scanner for like one of the top gappers, or ones that Connor was talking about, are ones that are the most trending stocks right now. So it's the easiest way that I can put it, is that these usually tend to gap up. Let me just start breaking them down. So IZEA hitting a resistance, hitting a wall at $7. This thing has continuously been seeing an upward trend. Easiest way that I can put it, guys, it's been seeing a lot of growth within the past couple of days, which is a good sign. But there's no question about this that after yesterday, it had a huge drop, flatlined here at about 436, and then pulled all the way back up. So it definitely does have a lot of margin to give up. But with that being said, if it does break above, $6 or $7, then there's no question that this could be a huge runner. Just with that understanding, yes, this does offer a lot of reward, but as well as you want to make sure that once it breaks above $7 becomes the new support, at least in my perspective. So if it starts to break above $7 and it starts to run, I would cut losses if it were to break below, again, $7, because then we have all this margin to lose, and I would not feel comfortable doing that. So just make sure before you take a position that you identify the potential that it has. Yes, like, if the market opens, it has the potential to be a huge runner. Based on the past 2 days, if you guys can see, usually when the market opens, has a huge, pump. Understanding that, we could expect most likely a huge pump if we break above $7, and if we do, then great. You guys can take advantage of the opportunity if you see value in it, and make sure before you take any positions that you have a plan. Where are you buying? Where are you selling? And where are you going to cut your losses? And make sure that you have some fundamental understanding on why. And that's really just it. So I hope that this one can guide you in the right direction. Let's go back to the scanner, MRBX. So we can go to MRBX. What the heck? Let's see. It's not going. Oh, that's what you guys are saying. Yeah. MBRX. I try to make my own ticker symbol. Hope that's okay with you guys. So there's people tagging me on the on our group chat. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Doesn't MRBX sound a little bit cleaner? All right, so this is what I see. I already saw this one again in my scanners during pre-market hours, so I've already broken it down. What I saw was there's a support at $3. That's where it bounced at, and it looks like now it's trying to peak out almost here around 330, trying to see a downward trend. So overall, it's been holding after pre-market hours. After it broke above it, $3 tends to be the support. So if it continues to bounce at $3, then that could be a valid support. The golden VWAP line is right there, so that can validate that support. And as we can see right here, the purple VWAP line. The purple VWAP line is right around that 320. Resistance overall is going to be around 340 according to this red VWAP line. So we have a lot of margin for profit. If you guys could see, that's a huge pullback going on right now. And it comes down to one of two things. You can wait for the validation of the support. Once it validates the support, something that I like to wait for is the 2 green candlestick. If you're waiting for on the 1 minute chart. The reason that I do that, I mean, obviously, if it's a huge runner and it pumps up, twice, like super green, then obviously all the margin has been made up. But if you can get 2 solid green candlesticks at the support, so it validates that support and starts trending upward, then you have a better understanding that, okay, like it's validating that support, it's heading back to the resistance. So, I can buy in at 305, cut losses below $3, and then sell at 320. Just formulate a simple plan, keep it simple, nothing crazy. The potential for profit obviously is much greater than the potential for loss if you know where you're going to cut your losses. But it's with that simple understanding and breaking it down that I think can properly guide you in the right direction. So we've already talked about that. I think Connor did a pretty good job breaking those stocks down, so I don't want to repeat everything it is that he's going to be or that he said. I'm going to be breaking down one of the top 5 to 10 stocks real quick. We have 30 seconds left. So we could see that AMD validated the support yesterday at 1250. This thing had news of a potential merger with Tesla. Looks like it's trying to validate the support. It looks like it just broke above the EMA on a 20-day chart. That's a pretty good sign. Hopefully it can continue this trend, but usually AMD is known for pretty solid pullbacks right at market open, so just be aware of that. That's IZEA. Right now we're at 672, 680, so it looks like it's approaching $7, so that's a good sign. UGAS, this is something that I noticed about UGAS during pre-market hours, and we have 4 seconds until market opens. Support at 1140, resistance at 1160. So we're gonna have to see how this one ends up playing out. If we can break above the 1170 resistance, which has been a pretty solid resistance within the past week, then that could be a good sign for UGAS, which is the inverse of DGAS. Going down to TVEA, let me go back a little bit further. There's a pretty solid trend. Support at around 17, resistance at around 1740. Margin and the spread is way too low. Not worth it for me. JNUG has been showing signs of an upward trend. Boom. I should probably lock that in for my little sister. Give me 1 second. Resistance here around 21, as you guys can see right here. I saw somewhat of a pullback. So if it continues its upward trend, then great. But it just fell below $19, so that might not be the best sign. So right now we have JD running. I called out JD yesterday. The reason that I called out JD is if we do a even 180-day analysis. This is again just my breakdown. In no way does this mean this is exactly what has to happen. But I saw this previous support that it had around $40. As of right here, it was around $41.50. Understanding that, it was seeing a downward trend, and I saw that it could potentially bounce around that price point. So I took a position for a very small trade for my little sister. I believe it was 100 shares. But because of that, we were able to get in at around. I have to double check because it's actually on my phone, so I'm gonna have to end the live stream on the Facebook. On the Facebook group, but overall, I saw an opportunity present itself once it validated the support that it had off the golden VWAP. Once it validated the support, I got in, I believe, at 40.77. Wasn't even the best price, but once it validated that support, started trending up pre-market hours, and it's actually seen somewhat of a pullback during the market open. If we could see right now, it's more at the resistance, so I could see why it would be seeing a pullback. But I'm going to end it here. So if you guys want to join us on YouTube, the link is on this post. Feel free to join us all together. Thank you again. Okay, so that was my breakdown for JD. Oh, what's going on, guys? Man. Let's go ahead and move on over here. IZEA still has not broken above. Oh, there we go. Good call, G. Wow. I don't have this one in my watch list. All right, so it came from 60 cents, is up at $5. Obviously, there's a lot of hype and a lot of demand for this specific stock. So you want to have a general understanding on why this thing is moving so much. So make sure once you learn why it's seen such a rise, then to formulate a plan. But it looks like $5 is the overall resistance. I think if we can break above $5, this could be a pretty solid runner. It looks like it's experiencing a pullback at the moment. So it hit the red VWAP. Looks like it might bounce off the purple VWAP. Again, these are indicators that I use. It does not mean that this is something that you have to use. I do have videos on this specific topic if you guys would like to use them yourself, but you definitely don't have to. So let's see. All right, give me one quick second. There we go. Just broke below the purple VWAP. Can we make a bounce off this EMA, or is it going to continue to see a downward trend? You can see that it's trying to bounce. Doesn't mean 100% that it's going to. Just means that probably based on history, it has bounced before. Let's see what really happens. So that's around $4.50. There we go, 450. We got one green candlestick. Is it validating that support? If it validates the support here at 450, and it just hit highs of $5, that's 10% potential itself. So this could be a pretty solid trade. Already moving up. We're gonna have to break above the purple VWAP. There we go. Let's see if I can get in on a small position. We want to make sure that we break above. So I'm going to try to be patient. Looks like IZEA, not only did it not break $7, but it saw a pullback all the way down to $6. That's why it's so important to wait for critical points. There we go. We just broke above, and let's see what we can do. Give me 1 second. Boom, there we go. I may hold ITIS until tomorrow. Okay, I mean, that's up to you. I don't really see the value in holding it until tomorrow. I think it's way overextended. I don't know why you would hold it. Oh, just broke below the overall support. Is it? Okay, it's trying to bounce off this EMA line. If you guys can see right here, it's trying to hold above. Dang, volume's freaking crazy. There it goes. I think that's a solid break below. No, pulls back pretty solid. There, broke below it. Okay, well, just broke above it again. So all I'm looking at is where it's bouncing, and if we can get a solid bounce and a hold above the golden VWAP, then that's where I would like to buy in. Again, I'm pretty conservative, and you might not like my style of trading. It's not the most exciting, but I feel with what it is that I choose to risk or tend to risk, it's a lot less than the majority of people. Also, my profits are not huge. They're not like 10, 20, 30% profit. They can be anywhere from like 3 to 5%, but I think consistency is key, and I'd much rather have that consistent profit myself. So it just depends on what style of trading you like. The MACD indicator just indicated that it's a drop. If it drops below 440, then we're most likely heading back down to that 420 golden VWAP. So hopefully we can hold above 440. Doesn't mean that we have to, but there it goes. IZEA. I feel like this one, just because it dropped so much, perfect. You guys can see that bounce right off the golden VWAP, and that's why it's so important to be able to have these indicators to at least understand why it would bounce at that specific price point. It's already up from that price point, and it's already up about almost 6% from the bounce. heading up to that purple VWAP line. So that's going to be the next resistance. So that wouldn't be a bad idea to where to lock in profits, but you definitely don't have to. Let's see what you guys have to say. What do you guys think about, or what are you guys trading? So if you guys are going to be calling out certain stocks on the live stream, feel free to, call out something and then put like a reason why you see value in it, not just the ticker symbol. There we go, IZA right there. ITIS, okay, so we're checking out ITIS right now. It looks like it's kind of just flatlining. So we're going to wait. We're going to be patient, and I'm going to wait for this to actually show me signs of an upward momentum. So with that simple understanding, I'm going to wait. If it breaks below, just broke below 440. There it goes. Heading back down and wait for the bounce. It's so funny how that happens, huh? So it's heading back down. Watch it get really close to the golden VWAP. We have people calling out KTOS. Landed a $9.7 million contract. So Kyle, can you answer this? Is KTOS reacting to that contract? Is it seeing an upward trend? Is it seeing an increase in volume? Or is it still kind of just performing the way that it normally does? So I'm in AKS. Oh, I like that. That's the one that I called out 2 days ago. I'm not too sure if you heard me, Mathis, but congrats on that trade. Hopefully you are up. It should be what right here. RTNB hitting support. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set an alert if it goes below this specific price point. Then I'm just gonna have it alert me. I'm just gonna move on for this live stream. Wow, that thing just had a huge pump. Did you guys see that? So this purple VWAP acting as a resistance here right around that $60 price point, 460. Let's see if we can get a break. And if we can get a break, then that can be a solid pump. Back to that, I would say, $5 it was the previous resistance. Looks like this red VWAP line is coming back down. So I'd say anywhere around from 480 to 490 if we can get a little overextended that. But definitely a lot of potential still. 5% is more than enough for me, especially if I cut losses below 460. I just want to make sure that we have a solid hold. So my plan would be get in anywhere around 460, exit to be around 485, 490, and then cut losses if it drops below then. So let me go ahead and break down AKS, and then we'll move on over to the Discord group chat. So this is what I like. It had a little bit of a pullback, and then it broke above EMA again, so it's trending back up. That's what I'd like to see. EFX. Here we go. So this is one that for those that are tuning in for potential swing trades, this is one that I called out. The reason that I called it out was this is one that we've talked about before, about the previous support that it's had at $5. So let's actually just focus in that area right now. Had a previous support, as you can see, it bounced at $5, resistance here at $6. So if it broke above that resistance, then that would have became a new support. And would have had the margin from $6 to $7. If you don't understand that, then you might want to take a little bit of time to kind of just learn a little bit more about trends. But it's a very simple understanding. So we're right at that price point where it's about to break above the EMA on a 180-day chart, which is huge. That's the $4 or $5.40 price point. This is where I would think, this is how I break it down. Previous trend, so it validated the support at 520. It's trending back up. Once it breaks above the EMA line, it's showing true signs of upward momentum, at least to me. So let's say I buy in at 540 and I plan to sell at around $6. That's 11% potential. Something that I can do is I can manage my risk at 2% when I buy in at 540. So I just want to make sure that I get a solid, pop above 540 or above the EMA. With that simple understanding, it should continue trending up. Like when it broke above the EMA here, it continued to trend up. It did move around a little bit, but it continued to hold. When it broke above the EMA, it did a pretty solid job holding above, at least 2%. So I can follow the stop loss of 2%. With that understanding is, even if I do have to cut my losses at 2%, that would be anywhere around, 528, which is a pretty solid, place to stop loss out. If I want to get a little bit riskier, I can cut losses if it drops below, 520. But the potential for profit is obviously much greater than the potential for loss. Therefore, this potential swing trade is worth it for me in my perspective. Another one is you guys, if it continues its trend that it has in trading from $11 to $13.50, needs to break above the EMA again on this 180-day chart. When it does a pretty solid job trending back up. Again, I do give up a lot of margin when it doesn't necessarily, because I wait until it breaks above EMA, but I'd much rather, again, this is my perspective, I'd much rather buy in when it's seen an upward trend rather than buying on a downward trend and then possibly getting in at a lower price. Because when I wait for it to break above EMA, the quality stocks that I choose to trade in are much better, and they tend to be more green. Not 100%, but they tend to see more of a green trade. So with that simple understanding, that simple breakdown, I hope that can guide you guys in the right direction. And that's really just it. I'm going to move over to the Discord group chat. Again, all the links are down in the description. If you guys want to join us, we're going to be in the TechBud Solutions voice chat. So feel free to join us. We'd love to have you there. And I hope you learned something new in this video. If you guys did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to watch yesterday's video if you guys have ever been wanting to get into real estate. As well as we do go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 15 minutes before the market opens. So feel free to subscribe if you're not already. We'd love to have you as a part of our team. Again, if you guys want to check out my channel, on the top right-hand side, you can see the TechBuds team. We have Connor, who's our momentum trader, Brad, who's our OTC stock trader, and Cal, who's our mobile investment group leader. So feel free to follow them, and I'm sure that they can guide you guys in the right direction when it comes down to their specific market that they excel in. We do have a bunch of other people that are going to be joining us that provide proper quality. We have Levi, who's going to be our swing trader that travels and trades. We're going to have Taylor, who's going to be our Amazon guru when it comes down to him making anywhere from it's another pick. He makes anywhere from like $8,000 to $13,000 a month, based on my understanding, off of Amazon. So I think that could be very interesting. And they're all going to be part of the TechBud Solutions group. So if you guys, again, all the links are down in the description. If you guys want to actually order your TechBud Solutions apparel, that's going to be the second link in the description. Thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. And like always, guys, keep it simple and only invest in what you see value in. Let your passion be what drives you in your success. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we're in the year on the green now. Take care, team.